It's Friday, November 26th, and this is Dan Excelsior, the mostly Marvel podcast. Oh, I can't even believe it. I messed that up. I'm Dennis, and I'll be your host as we explore the latest Marvel happenings across all media, as well as the occasional off-brand superpowered story. And when I say we, I'm referring to an assembly of nerd Avengers that I have here tonight. He can't wait for the Spider-Man DLC to drop next week in the PlayStation versions of Marvel's Avengers. It's Frank.
Oops.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
Oh, man. Yeah, I can't wait for that to drop. That's going to be great time to not play Spider-Man. I'll probably boot up Miles Morales or even Spider-Man 2 Enter Electro for the PS1. I think that game was definitely better.
Wait.
Remember that? Do you remember that one? Yeah. That's
No. I know what you said, and I'm like, are you Enter Electro is better than Marvel's Avengers?
Yeah, I think I'd rather play Enter Electro than Marvel's Avengers any day. No. But I'm one of the rare people that got past that plane, the airplane level.
Oh yeah, I did not. It broke. It locked on me, and I was like, oh well.
Yeah, once you do that, man, the game really opens up. It's really.
I knew the guy, one of the guys that worked on that game, and I got to meet him one time, like as my boss, and he was like all bragging because he knew I like Spider-Man. He's like, I worked on Spider-Man Enter Electro, and I was like, oh really? That game sucks.
Damn.
That was pretty much the longest conversation I ever had with that person. But
oh man.
Anyways, we should probably get other people out here. Next up, he was supposed to be our guinea pig. Correspondent for this year's special edition of Comic-Con, but he backed out last minute. It's Ricky.
Yeah,
What made you back out?
I didn't want to go down there. my Thanksgiving plans changed, so I was gonna be in that area, and I figured might as well. And last minute, I wasn't in that area, so it looks like a shittier version of WonderCon from the pictures I've seen.
Oh, so WonderCon. Got it.
So yeah.
So just
I don't think I missed much.
I like WonderCon.
I like WonderCon too.
And I don't mean to, I love Comic-Con too. I just feel like this maybe isn't the best time and way to do Comic-Con, but I know that they need the money, and I know that they got to do what they got to do. So, to each their own. But
you guys are being real crane operators towards WonderCon right
now. He's getting meta with us already, people. He's getting meta.
That's for fans, the fans of the show. That's for the fans.
The diehard crane operator fans are here tonight.
Okay.
All right. Well, it's okay. We'd rather have you be healthy and able to do your podcast in the comfort of your home, Ricky. So thank you for choosing life. Also, let's get our special guest out here so that we can finally have the full wonder of conversations that we normally do. He is one half of the Ridiculous on Rye with Mikey and Dev podcast. We don't know Dev, so it must be Mikey.
What up, guys? Your boy is back. What is going on, fellas?
I was trying. I've introduced you a few times this year. I tried to change it up, and I was like, "Who the hell is this Dev guy? I still don't know him."
You know what? He is really interested in coming in here with me, man. So
might be a thing.
Shit. Oh, that'd be great.
Bring him on.
Because us together, it's a handful, but it's fun.
All right, we've been known to have duo guests before. Actually, we had you on here with our good friend Nas last time. You were actually here last time for the Master of the Universe Revelations Part 1.
Correct. Which is dropped again.
Part 2 came out this week. Did you watch it yet?
Yeah,
Yeah, it was this
I
week.
haven't been able to sit down and watch it yet. That was pretty, after Hawkeye, that was next on my list.
I have not, just because of Thanksgiving. It just
Right.
It wasn't going to happen this week. Bad timing. But I do want to watch it. I've heard good things. I've heard it. It's much better, or it completes the story. However you want.
Yeah.
Has your kiddo watched? They have that other show now, right? The Kid Master of the Universe.
Do they?
Adjacent show.
There's a kid show. It's a retelling. It's like He-Man and the Masters of the Universe. It's all CG. Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't get him off of Paw Patrol right now, so maybe I will try that.
Maybe he's not ready yet if he's on Paw Patrol.
I mean, he's watched a complete Paw Patrol movie, so that's why I was like, okay, maybe he'll be ready to go to the theater and watch a movie now.
That's Kim Kardashian's best work right there.
I thought that was Pete Davidson.
Everything about that makes me sick. I'm so tired of all of them, man. I really am. Like Pete Davidson looks sick.
I'm never tired of Pete Davidson. Never.
He just looks unhealthy at all.
I'll be honest. If I could have him on the show instead of you, you'd be gone in a second.
If you could get him on there, I would not be mad about it. Go ahead.
I'd be like, Mikey, who?
Yeah, exactly.
He's probably hanging out with some guy named Dev.
That's right.
We should definitely try to get Dev on here if he's interested in doing it. I like having you on the show because, one, we met you through this show, which was really hilarious. We met you literally 10 minutes before you did our first show with us. That was super fun.
Yeah.
And we've had you come back. I don't know, I think it's your fourth time this year or something like that.
So, yeah. That's about right.
And each time it's been great. But I love that you openly admit that you don't have the vast comic book knowledge that some of us do, but you still enjoy the content. You know what I mean? So
that's why I got notes.
Nice.
Comes prepared.
Yeah. I'm tired of being caught out there.
I hope you have questions too, because I think
I have questions written down, so get ready.
Awesome. All right. Cool. I think I'm gonna defer to Frank a lot on the Hawkeye stuff because I have not read nearly as much Hawkeye as Frank has. So I will use Frank as the resident expert on that material. But
with just the notes, man, he's already 2 steps ahead of Ricky on that.
Yeah.
It's true. But Ricky will still ask questions, and they will come out of nowhere.
Yeah, I'll just ask unrelated questions.
Yeah, they will. It will happen.
Perfect.
But let me get some formalities out of the way before we keep going with the show. I got to do these every time. It's our sponsors; they require us to do it. We don't have sponsors. We just I just got a script. I want to do it. I want to get it out of the way. Speaking of sponsors, as advertised, we will be putting a spotlight on Hawkeye. But before that, we have some nerd news to discuss. That's all prepped by Ricky. For those of you joining us live, don't be shy. We'll be checking the comments regularly. And for those of you that can't get enough of us, you should visit us at patreon.com/danxmedia, where you'll find a variety of creative offerings, including early access to our live after show that follows this immediately, the Soapbox. It's patrons get exclusive access to chat with us, but if that's not your thing, don't worry. We'll be releasing it to the public next week. Oh, wait, did I do that this week? Oops. I'll do it right now. But yeah, Ricky, I feel like unless anybody else has anything to chat with, you guys are welcome to get into the news.
Let's do it. All right. Kind of a light news week. It's kind of weird. Usually a Comic-Con brings in a lot of news, and
I have some news really quick if you want.
Yeah, go for it.
Last week's episode of the Soapbox just went live.
Oh shit. So watch that instead of this, and then
it's now available. No, please don't. But for those of you who are interested in watching it, it is up there. So if you haven't paid for the Patreon service for tonight, you can just chill out with us and watch more Soapbox
after hours.
Yes.
Okay. The Marvels and Ant-Man and the Wasp 3 have they both wrapped filming this past week. just so you guys know where those fit in the lineup. Those are both 2023 releases. Kind of neat that they're out there. I mean, we finally got our Spider-Man trailer, right? Like the next question is, when's the Doctor Strange trailer coming out? Like, it's a never-ending cycle.
By the way, hello to DK out there, who's I know we got a big fan of Hawkeye, so they're excited to watch this. Mm-hmm. And yes, if you watched the soapbox from last week, it is like going back in time. And then back to your news, Ricky. Yeah, I'm excited. These are done and they're in the can and stuff. But I had some notes for how to make this this a little spicier, this experience, because Ricky's kind enough to bring us news every week. We don't vet it. We actually let him just come up with stuff. But I think the least we can do, rather than just tell Ricky meh, is we could tell Ricky on a scale of, I don't know, Iceman to Human Torch, how spicy was this piece of news, guys? Go, Frank. Go, Frank.
That was like maybe like a
mild sauce,
like a human centipede. Yeah, maybe like a Mulan
like orange Taco Bell packet.
Yeah, that was like a Taco Bell packet that you found 2 years ago underneath the fridge when you cleaned it out.
Well,
Mikey,
go ahead, wait. Yeah,
Mikey, it's probably like Trader Joe's hot sauce.
Yeah, it's filler. It's filler. Don't I'm not gonna lie, Mikey. You work in news, you know.
Yeah, it's like
stuff out. Yeah.
Did you run it through two sources before you spit it out in the ether?
Nope.
He does not check his sources, bro.
No.
All right.
I can already say the news segment is vastly improved based on us being allowed to rate it now.
Dennis, do we get a Doctor Strange trailer before the end of the year?
Before the end of the year,
I don't know.
It's a May release. Let me remind you, it's a May release.
Yeah, that's why I'm saying I don't know. It's kind of a May release. Like they like the latest they have to give us something. It would be like 2 months. 2 months going in. I think Super Bowl is a far more likely like reality. Yeah.
All right. Dennis says Super Bowl, so that means we can move on.
Super Bowl.
No, just to be clear, this was not the Super Bowl of news stories. This was
well, if we're sticking on MCU news, this one's a little spicier. As production ends on some stuff, production is set to begin on others. We got some little production synopsises. What's the proper synopsize?
Synoptipy.
Of some projects that are in the pipe, and one of the more interesting ones was the one for Agatha Harkness. Can you read that, Frank, for the Agatha one?
Like, as in, am I physically capable?
I think he's like, would you please read that?
Would you please read the one? Yeah.
Agatha House of Harkness series over Disney Plus. Series divided by Disney Plus. Wait, plus what?
You can start after the 20th television.
Okay, 10 minus 14 minus 21. What is that? That's a negative.
A little bit lower.
Negative 25 star times something.
Agatha Harkness is one of Earth's most powerful witches and lived for centuries. Her aging slowed thanks to magical means. She becomes the governess to the first family's son, Franklin Richards, and tutor to Wanda Maximoff, aka Scarlet Witch. Damn it, Ricky! I wish you would have said spoilers before I read this.
Well, they're all kind of fluffy and very generic, but
okay.
When is that show coming out?
This is the 2020. It has no date, but most likely 2023.
I feel spoiled.
You feel spoiled?
I feel like you tricked us into spoiling our.
These are again. Here's some more here. Let's go to the next one.
Here's some more spoilers to make
it's definitely spicy. By the way, if anybody can do this, because we have a guest, we have someone in the audience, Sir John. They would like us to do the next segment in House of Gucci accents. I don't know how to do a House of Gucci accent. So
is he speaking about the Al Pacino movie?
With I think the movie with Lady Gaga in it, right?
Yeah, with Academy Award winner Jared Leto.
Okay, yeah. I just seen something earlier today when Jared Leto was on the set and Al Pacino didn't even recognize him until somebody told him
He's
who
like
he
in
was.
a fat suit.
Oh wow!
Right. He didn't even recognize him the whole time. He ran from him until somebody explained to him that was actually Jared Leto.
Nah, man,
Because
Ricky,
he was like Papa or whatever
Ricky,
the hell they do.
these are spoilers, Ricky. Get him off the screen.
All right, we won't read more, but
I just read the next.
Basically, Echo, Werewolf by Night, Agatha Harkness, Ironheart, as well as Blade. They're all going into production in some capacity.
Did you read that one for Echo, Frank?
No, I was looking up House of Cards or whatever.
I thought it was just funny because we had a whole production meeting before the show about not talking about certain things, and Ricky's like, "It's not talking about it if I make you guys read it, right?" It's like,
yeah, if he makes us pull the trigger,
well,
it's like Mr. Mix's Pitlick.
But they're not. There's no. It's just like the ones they submit. It's nothing factual. Like we don't know. It could be.
I'll give you credit, Ricky. That was extra spicy, but that was too much spicy.
Too hot to handle.
That was too hot to handle right there. Season 3. That was too hot to handle right there.
All right. Wrapping up the news and on topic with what we're going to be discussing later on today. Some fans are boycotting the Hawkeye show in support of artist David Aja. So for those who don't know, David Aja and Matt Fraction, they are the ones who put out the series of Hawkeye's comics that the show is pulling from. Yeah. While Matt Fraction he's an EP on the show, if I'm not mistaken.
He's a creative or executive consultant is what he's listed at the beginning of each episode, which I thought was really cool. Until I heard about this.
There's just a special thanks given to David Aja, which usually means fuck you.
Well, I mean, it doesn't mean that. Disney, please don't.
But it's the bare minimum of what you have to do in these types of situations.
Yeah. No, I agree. I do think it is kind of shady that like it's I mean, I know that on paper, a comic is a writer and an artist, but it's not fair to say that all the smart stuff gets done by the writer and just the pictures get done by the artist. You know what I mean? It's a collaborative effort. I mean, like every comic we've ever read it's a creation of at least two people. You know what I mean? Like there's a lot more that go into it.
I think it would be a different story if they had just pulled his costume that he wore in that run, right? But they're just in their credits and their marketing. You look at the side by side. I mean, it's basically the cover.
Oh wait, no, it's more than that too, and we can talk more about that. We can talk more about that later. But the entire season is inspired by Matt Fraction and David Aja's run on Hawkeye. So it is awkward that you would give Fraction. By the way, I've never seen them give the writer of a specific storyline executive consultant credit at the beginning of a series, right? Like that was the thing we talked about earlier this year. What Ed Brubaker was the guy who basically created the Winter Soldier, and that guy, all he got was a special thanks in those movies. And like they tried to give him a check for $5,000 and say like, okay, we're going to go make billions of dollars off this character now in movies. Here's $5,000. And he actually turned down he tore up the check because he said that he would rather retain the right to complain about how they screwed him than take their money. You know what I mean? Yeah. But it's chump change, man. Like knowing how much they make off this. What do you think, Mikey?
I glean from what you was talking about. I guess the one on the left is from the original comic book, the storyline from the comic book. And I guess the artist didn't get credit for what's going on in the TV show now.
He didn't get the same level of credit. So each episode in the titles before you're watching the episode, it says like executive consultant Matt Fraction, who is the writer.
Right.
But they wait till the very end. If you go after the episode's over and you dig way deep into the credits, like you'll see there's like the 5th or 8th page is special thanks, and it's all these creators that helped write or draw Hawkeye stuff.
relegated to just like a production design kind of dude, just lost in the rest of the crowd as compared to somebody that was writing the story. Yeah, I would probably feel some type of way if I developed how this actually looked. You know?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Like just visually, a lot of more so than what normally is pulled, I would say, in these types of comics or types of films.
But I would argue it's even hard to like draw the line at just he decided how it looks too. You know what I mean? Like there is a back and forth that goes on with artists, and depending on the creative team, they could have more creative input than just drawing how it looks too, right? Like
so
famously. Oh, sorry. I
was
going to say.
So from that comic book series, so this is where like the Ronin character come from, that same storyline?
No, this is the storyline where you get to know the backstory of Kate Bishop, and you get to meet Lucky the pizza dog for the first time.
Okay, got it. So this is not so much like the suit, the Ronin suit, and all that.
But all those guys,
the little girl,
all those characters have also gotten special thanks credits at the end of it too.
Gotcha.
But the Tracksuit Mafia, all this other stuff that we're going to talk about later, that's all from that Matt Fraction, David Aja run.
Which I think that's Tracksuit Mafia is hilarious, but
yeah. But you know, what are you gonna do?
That's business.
It's ugly. It's the ugly side of business. But before we move on to other stuff, we did have a question from our new friend Sir John. You want to put that up for us, Ricky?
Yeah. Which character did you prefer in the comics and which in the MCU? I prefer MCU Bucky, Cap, Wanda, Thanos, Loki. I prefer the comic version of Mysterio, Vulture, Hawkeye, Wasp, and Hulk. Okay, so it's kind of like, do you have a preference? Like,
that's good.
Do you like the movie version better or the?
I feel like this guy's trying to write entire segments for our show, right?
He's bringing that heat.
You want us
bringing that heat.
I know.
Yeah, you want us to just answer that casually?
How about give me a one of each?
I'll give you this. I agree. I kind of like movie Thanos better. Okay. Like comic Thanos is a fun villain to just hate, but he's just wackadoo, man. Like his whole thing is he's trying to get in good with Death, who's an actual female that he wants to bone down on. And so the best way to impress Death is to cause death. And so that's why he wants to kill the whole universe.
I've always said wars have always started over a woman. All wars is started over a woman at some level.
Yeah, and that story totally worked for the comics. It totally did. So I'm not hating on it. I kind of like the reimagining of that idea. You know what I mean? Like execution wise, maybe not so great sometimes, but I am on board that version's story. You know what I mean? Like I think I like that better. And then which one do I prefer? If I had to pick just one in the comics, that's hard.
Just pick one who hasn't appeared in the movies yet.
I mean,
that's cheating. Can't do that.
That's hard. I like MODOK better in the comics. I don't know, like, but he's not MCU. That's his own TV show. I don't know. That's hard. I guess I like Spider-Man better in the comics. How about that?
Okay, that's fair. Frank?
Yeah.
That's an easy one. He took mine. You know what?
An easy one.
In the MCU, I probably prefer. Let me see. Pass. No. In the MCU, I probably prefer. Damn, there's so many. There's so many that I prefer in the comics than the MCU. MCU's got to have a real standout. Can I say Harley Keener? No. Can I say Grill from this episode of Hawkeye and the Winter Soldier? No. Shit, man. Damn, I wish he hadn't came to me first. I think
he didn't. It was me first.
Yeah.
I think. Oh, good. I had time to think while you were talking.
Yeah, you did.
Perfect. There's just so many of them, man. Like, I prefer. I don't think I prefer anyone in the MCU over their comic counterparts.
That's a hot take.
I actually like Captain America more because of the MCU.
I liked him beforehand, and I think I was the opposite too, because I was sitting on the opposite side of Civil War. So I liked Iron Man a lot more in the MCU, but even then, when it got to Civil War, I was kind of over Iron Man after a while. So I don't know. I'm gonna say no one in the MCU do I prefer over their comic counterparts.
What
And
about Ant-Man?
So
Scott
Frank
Lang?
likes wife abuser.
Yeah.
Pink
Eh.
Scott Lang.
Damn.
He's alright.
That's-
Not. He's all right.
I like the
Funny.
Scott Lang that blew up in front of Avengers Mansion and then spurred Cassie Lang on to becoming Stature. Because without that inciting incident, she doesn't really become Stature.
Fine. Such a bummer.
But the comic book wise, everyone.
Okay.
No,
And you
If-
told me
okay.
I had the easy answer.
Yeah.
if we can extend the MCU to be Marvel movies, I would say Venom in Marvel movies would be my on-screen character that I like better in the comics, just because they write him like a
Because he's trash in the movies?
yeah,
Agreed.
and it's
Yeah.
hilarious.
Yeah, if we're extending it, I mean, Doom. You can throw Doom on that list, right?
No.
No, hell no.
No, I'm saying Doom's better.
Oh, Doom in the comics? Yeah.
Comic
Yeah.
Doom's better.
Comic book Doom is way better than the comics. Actually, most of them are
Oh,
way better in the comics.
I thought you
Yeah.
meant the movie with The Rock.
Oh, I
I
like
thought-
that movie.
I thought you were
thought
just
he was talking about that Doom the whole
Oh.
time.
I thought you were just expanding further and further like you do, Ricky. I thought
I
you were
do
just
like-
like,
I
well,
do
if we're
like that
expanding
movie,
it, let's go to anything and let's do The Rock.
That's a great movie.
Yeah, let's go with The Rock. I prefer Nicolas Cage and The Rock.
They got The Rock
But,
cheap in that
but
movie.
like whether or not you like the movie Doom, is the movie Doom better than the game?
Is the movie Doom
I've
better
I've
than
never
No,
I've never
Doom,
played the game,
Doom,
so yes.
which Doom?
The
which
movie
Doom
had
do we
Keith
like?
Urban in it. Come on, man.
Yeah, Keith Urban's pretty sweet.
Keith,
It had Rosamund Pike, right?
Keith
Yeah.
Urbane.
Keith
You mean Carl Urban?
Keith Urban.
Oh, that's
You mean
the-
Carl?
yeah,
You
yeah.
mean Carl
That
Urban?
dude.
Yeah.
That
yeah.
dude.
Wait, Keith Urban, the country singer?
Well, there you go, Sir John. We gave this answer way
All right.
more time
Yeah,
than we
right.
probably
Way too
should have.
much.
I know.
Yes, but
All
I
right.
appreciate you asking. Thank you so much.
And that'll wrap up the news.
Yeah, that news and Sir John's extra segment,
Yeah.
which was actually a pretty good question. Too complicated for this show. Too complicated, but I like it. Go. Oh, wait. No. What am I saying? Go.
Ready for a
Ricky?
game?
Yeah, Ricky. You were nice enough to prepare a game for us. Hopefully, it's a Mikey friendly game because sometimes we make games that are very Mikey unfriendly.
Yeah, well, that's
But-
fine. Let's do it.
Here,
Alrighty, bringing it back to my game. We're doing Marvel 10 questions. Basically 20 questions on guessing who is the Marvel character I'm talking about. But I think it'll be interesting with Mikey because last time we got this,
Oh yeah.
you and Frank got it in
in like
What
2
was it?
questions.
in 8 questions. I think it was 8 or 7. Like you had
We
it in
got it.
7.
We got it in like 3, but then just to be safe, we asked you like 4 more.
But
But yeah,
I think it'll be interesting if Mikey asks. I don't put a number to it, but about every other question because I think
we'll take turns. We'll take turns. We'll
It'll
let
kinda stump you a
Mikey
bit.
ask. We'll let Mikey ask the first question.
All right.
So you know the rules of 20 questions, right, Mikey?
Just break it down for me. Let me.
So
Go,
you guys
Ricky.
are going to have 10 questions
Uh-huh.
to ask. It's basically a yes or no question to me. And based on my responses, you guys are going to try to guess the character. So, for example, let's say we're doing Spider-Man. You could ask, did this character appear before 1960? Yes or no?
Okay.
Does-
Okay.
And so just to be clear, he has free range to use MCU comics, whatever he wants, but he probably will just do the MCU.
Probably.
But,
Okay.
but we can do that as a question though.
All right.
All
So
right.
yeah.
And the audience is definitely welcome to give us suggestions, but their questions don't count. So there was a suggestion right there. I don't know.
And
if
he
I'm gonna
stole
ask that question.
stole my first question though, but it's all good.
Yeah. Question
All right.
number 1. Go, Mikey.
Male or female?
No. It's a yes or no question.
No, oh, just no. Is it
You
a
can
man?
ask. Yes.
All right.
Um,
All right.
I'm just all 10 questions.
No.
Round them off, or
We
pass
share.
the next question.
We
You
share.
guys are
We
all a
share.
team.
We
You guys
share.
are
We
all
share
team.
the. We're sharing the 10. So please don't blow
Okay.
them all on.
Okay.
Just blow her 10 questions.
It is a dude.
Okay, it's a dude. Frank, do you want to ask the next one?
Yeah, I'll go next. Let me see. Let me look at Ricky. Let me determine. I don't know.
It's not D-Man.
Okay, damn. Okay, that was going to be my next question.
That was a free answer right there.
It's not D-Man.
It's not D-Man.
This person's a dude. Was this person created before 1980?
Yes.
Before 1980, okay.
Okay. I guess I'll ask the question. Has this character been shown, like an actual character, an actual actor has played them in the MCU?
Yes.
Oh, the way he hesitated on that. The way he hesitated on that is very suspect. You're
I'm gonna
sus,
say yes.
Ricky. You're sus.
That's always a toughie.
We can
Yes.
smell
Man.
it, Ricky.
That's hard on me.
So you saw that cringe, right? Like he didn't want to say yes, but he did
Yeah.
I
say
don't
yes.
really want to say yes, but
So it's like someone barely, like in the MCU, like just barely.
so you're 3 questions in.
We're 3 questions in.
It's a dude before 1966. He's been in the MCU.
No, he said before 1980 is what the question
1980.
was. But now you just gave it away.
So before 1966, Ricky?
No.
Has this character appeared in any of the new MCU movies, or the
Wait.
Avengers movies?
Well,
Wait, specifically the Avengers movies?
Yeah.
No.
all right. I guess that kind of helps narrow it
Wait,
down.
the character has not appeared in the MCU or in the
No,
in
in,
any-
in Avengers movies.
He's
Okay.
not appeared in a Avengers movie.
Wow, because Endgame has a lot, so it's got to be someone
Yeah,
who's
yeah.
not in Endgame,
A lot of
That's
people
true.
not in Endgame.
which is
Yeah.
everyone.
Yeah. But he has barely appeared in the MCU, played by an actor. Played by an actor. I might kill you if it's not played by an actor. If it's like freaking Howard the Duck or something, man.
Yeah,
Which-
That's an actor.
Which, by the way, Howard the Duck is in Avengers Endgame, so I'll kill you
Yeah.
on that one too.
because I was
He's been
thinking
popping up
Jarvis
everywhere.
initially. I thought it was Jarvis.
Yeah,
It-
Frank, what do you got? What do you got? That was question 4 from Mikey.
Yeah.
Did Mikey, did you freeze?
Did I? No.
No,
Oh
he's
no!
still-
Oh,
he's still-
oh,
Mike's
you
still-
were just in a
So-
pensive
It's like
stance that you look
freeze.
like
Yeah.
you look like you froze.
I'm thinking hard, man.
He's in a cat-like readiness
we
state.
might not get this one, Frank.
All right, well, let's try it.
Um,
What is this guy a human?
Yes. We got a question from chat. Are they bigger than a bread box?
No, I showed that one already, and then
Oh, did we?
you took it away from me
Oh.
when I showed it.
Yes, they
And-
are bigger
and-
than a bread box.
Whoa, that was a free question.
Yeah, I'll give chat freebies.
All right,
Okay.
all right.
Chat, I'm gonna have you ask a few questions that I really want to
Yeah,
know.
chat. I'm gonna feed you guys some questions.
Wait, so that was 5. We're at 5, right?
Yeah,
That was
I'm on
Frank's.
6. We're on 6.
Six,
I'm
we're on 6, okay.
I'm number 6.
Okay.
Frank, I don't even know what.
You guys
Okay, they're
struggling
human.
this time around.
They're before
Yeah.
1980. Male. They
Is
identify
this-
as male.
Is this character played by a person of color?
No.
All right, it's a white guy.
That narrows it down.
There's plenty of those.
Yeah.
I mean, it narrows down. It gets rid of the interesting ones.
It keeps Hayward on the board.
It does keep Hayward on the board. That was question number 6.
Mm-hmm.
I think
It's
Mikey's
a white guy, not in the Avengers, but in the MCU. From the comics before 1980.
Before 1980 in the comics, white guy in the Avengers, or not in the Avengers.
Mhm.
So it's probably a villain.
Mikey, what do you got?
Oh wait. Okay. Wait.
Yeah, I'm trying to.
Here's a question from the audience.
Okay.
Ooh,
Would a
nice.
Okay.
casual fan consider them a good guy?
No.
Ah, white villain.
Again, narrows it down.
That's all of them.
That does narrow it down.
Did
That does.
this character carry his own comic book or story, or however you want to put it, like his own comic line, or he was
Ooh.
a headliner, as you call it? I guess I don't know what you would call that.
Did
that
he
might
have
be a
his
toughie.
Did he have his own
Comic book or
comic?
No.
Yeah.
No, he didn't.
We're gonna kick your butt if you're wrong on that
I
one.
know.
I might be wrong
It's
on
all.
that
It's
one.
all the Doom. The Doctor
I'm gonna say
Doom,
no. I'm gonna say no.
How he changes his tune.
All right. So
All
that
right,
was 8.
Frank.
That was 8.
All right, Frank.
Okay.
It's a human. It's a human villain, not in an Avengers movie. So and it's white. So it's not Red Skull.
It's not Red
Would
Skull.
you count Red Skull as white?
Uh-oh.
Hugo Weaving's white.
He's German. So-
I asked you if he was portrayed by a person of color.
Oh, okay.
I did
Yeah.
ask you that.
Yeah.
You
You're good.
changed your tune on that?
No.
Are you changing
no,
it? Are
no,
we changing?
no, I'm not
Okay.
changing it. I'm not changing it.
Sounds like it's changing. Okay.
Question 8.
It's not Red Skull.
It's not Red Skull. Let's see.
Is I mean Justin Hammer, Frank? It could be.
Could be Justin Hammer. But he wouldn't have hesitated because Justin Hammer is like a major character. I was thinking more on the lines of people like Leader or
Oh, that's a pretty good one.
just because they were barely portrayed by anything.
Yeah, that's a good one actually. The Leader.
As this
or the Abomination too.
could be Abomination, yeah. Interesting.
But no, he wouldn't have hesitated on Abomination.
Oh yeah, that's fair
He
too.
wouldn't have
Let's see.
It's the hesitation that hurts.
Question 8.
Is this
Frank.
person's? Well, actually, I should probably. Does this person have a power set?
Wait, does the
Power set, not skill set. Like, do they have powers
in
No.
the movies or no
in the
not at
movies?
all.
Yeah,
Hmm.
no powers. Okay, so that rules out like Leader, and that rules out.
It doesn't rule out Justin Hammer.
It doesn't rule out Justin Hammer.
I mean, to be fair, Leader doesn't have powers in the movies, but
Yeah, well, that's why I was curious about the way Frank asked that question, like because we're not talking about the movie character necessarily, because you said they were introduced in the comics before 1980.
Mhm.
So
question number 9. I think you're going to get it. I'm a little surprised.
Okay, Ricky's surprised, so that's something we should take to heart. So it'd be something that would be semi-obvious to us if he's surprised that we don't get it.
did
I
this
think
character
you
appear?
guys are looking. You guys are kind of getting down the wrong path on your guys' search. Let's say that.
Wait,
Ricky's being too nice.
So you're saying we're not going to get it?
I don't think you're going to get it with the question.
Oh, I thought you were saying we were going to get it.
No, I don't think you guys are going to get it with the questions you're asking.
Okay,
But continue.
it's a villain. I swear, if it's just Ultron, no, it's not.
Yeah.
It's not Ultron.
It would be on par with last week's, right? Or last time.
Yeah, but no. Oof, this is a hard one. What are all the villains, Frank, that we got that are not in Avengers movies?
Who do we have? We have what's his name?
We have Obadiah Stane.
Obadiah
You got
Stane.
Cottonmouth.
But he wouldn't have hesitated on Obadiah Stane.
Wait. We said MCU movies. You
No,
can't use.
You said
yeah,
MCU. You said MCU.
Did we?
Yes.
And so you're saying basically that the Netflix is MCU. Okay.
Yes.
Okay, so that gives us
Question number 8.
That gives us a lot more that I wasn't ready for. I'm gonna ask Ricky, and I swear to God, if this is it, I'm gonna be so mad at you. Is it the Kingpin?
No.
Okay. All
Okay.
right. That was my question.
There you go. He's not going to be mad at you now, Ricky. You
Yeah.
saved
Question number
yourself.
9.
Is that Mikey?
Yeah.
I mean, I could pull the Inhumans on you guys, but
That ain't no MCU.
And also they're all powered.
Yeah, that ain't no MCU. Considering they just can completely ignore that one.
Okay, who is
Yeah.
not powered?
Thanks, DK. We don't need people admitting that Ricky was right about anything.
No.
Thanks. It's on, Mikey. I think we failed you. We set you up to fail, Mikey.
Yeah, no.
It's not Kingpin, but he's definitely leaning towards a stupid a Netflix character. Wait, Iron Fist doesn't count as the villain just because we hated his show, just so you know.
No.
If it was Iron Fist, though, I wouldn't fault you.
Yeah.
I'd be like, yeah, you're right. He was the villain.
He was the villain of television. He was definitely the villain of television.
It's like Prince Joffrey and then Iron Fist, like right underneath.
Yeah.
Right there, though.
Prince Joffrey.
Or King Joffrey, rather, yeah.
It's hard, Mikey.
Stuck.
Hard.
Yeah, I don't know.
I know.
We're not mad at you if you don't get it, Mikey.
Like, I'm just trying to go through all the stuff that's on Netflix too.
It's not a lot. I mean,
no.
I mean, you guys got 2 questions, right? I'm trying to think how. I feel like there's 2 questions you could ask that could like narrow it down.
You want to tell us those questions?
No.
Yeah. What are the questions that we can ask?
No, I'm not going to tell you. You can ask anything.
Okay.
You burned one on Kingpin.
Well, we should.
I just didn't trust you after.
Yeah.
The way tonight's been going. Win is guessing the yellow jacket guy. That's what DK had to say.
Darren Cross.
It's not Darren Cross.
Nah, because he hesitated to even like admit
Right.
that it's been played by a person. That's where it's really tricky. See, that's I know. I wasted it on Kingpin, but that was just in spite of Ricky, really.
Yeah.
Like I burned it. I
Right.
apologize, but I don't think we were gonna get it anyway. So Mikey, throw your best guess out there. Best guess.
No, he's powered, I guess. He would be.
You can do it, Mikey.
At this.
We'll pass.
Like,
Dennis,
because you can't. Yeah. Can I pass to somebody else?
pass
or-
Dennis to Frank.
Pass it to Frank.
Oh no.
Potato.
Allie
Hot
up to
potato,
Frank.
baby.
Frank, you got it. You got
Yeah,
it.
All
you're
right,
in
take
there,
us
man.
home.
Get
2
in there.
questions, Frank. You can do it. I want you to get it.
It's probably the Tinkerer from Spider-Man: Homecoming.
The Tinkler. It's the Tinkler from. It's
The
Big Wheel.
Tinkerer.
Is it Big Wheel? No, I'm just kidding. That's not a real question. Is this character primarily on a Marvel TV show? That we know emphatically.
By primarily mean like they're a main character in the show?
No, it means the majority of their work has been on on the Marvel TV show.
Yes.
Rather.
Okay.
Oh well, that was the last question.
Yeah.
Wait, that was the last
right?
question? I thought
No,
we had
you-
one
that
more.
was-
We have one more.
That was 9. You got one more.
We have one
Oh.
more.
You basically gotta pick something at this point.
Okay, so white person, not powered.
White human.
White human. Sorry. Yeah,
Villain. White human villain. Primarily on a TV show. Oh, the TV shows, man.
Oh man, you guys are.
The TV
you
shows
guys
are like it's too much.
Well,
Well,
throwing in the towel.
the problem with TV is like he could be including this year too of TV. You know what I mean?
But everyone this year has been powered. Oh, except for Zemo, I guess.
Except for Zemo.
I see. But also Zemo's been in an Avengers movie, unless you don't count Civil War.
Well, I think maybe
I
that's why
I don't
he-
count Civil War, but it is not Zemo.
Okay.
Okay, he gave us the not Zemo. Okay, perfect. Because I would have pushed for Zemo.
All right,
We can do this, guys. We can do this.
We can
Come
do
on.
this. Pull it together, guys. One more hustle.
pick somebody.
Mm.
Who's your Hail Mary throw?
Is it Razor Fist?
No. Drum roll,
We
please.
lost.
Stiltman.
Still, man.
Fuck.
Not.
Stiltman.
Who?
No, just to be clear,
Stiltman's in Daredevil.
no, he's not.
You see the pants, right?
No,
Stiltman's in Daredevil.
no.
He's in the comic book.
Wilbur, what's his name? What's Stillman's
Wilbur
name?
Day. Wilbur Day.
Wilbur Day.
I feel cheated.
Yeah, I feel cheated too.
Ricky cheated us all.
That deck was clearly stacked, man.
I had to make it hard because they got it too quick last time.
If you stump them two,
Dennis is fact checking me as we speak right now.
Hell yeah, I am.
Stiltman is in Daredevil, and you see the legs too in the background.
Is the character in Daredevil? I don't remember him being in Daredevil. It's been years, but
He's the one that builds the suit.
No,
Or-
it's not.
No,
That's
no.
not Stillman.
the suit
That's
builder.
Stiltman.
No,
He
it's
builds
not.
the suit. Is that not Stiltman?
No.
Who is it?
Oh my god, that's the not the Guardian.
Gladiator.
That's Gladiator, bro.
That's Melvin Potter.
That's Melvin
Well.
Potter.
Melvin
Well.
Potter.
well,
Oh man, Ricky.
Well, would that have altered your answer?
I'm just saying,
yeah.
like,
I could have swore that was Stiltman.
Oh, the comments are turning against Ricky. It's
No,
it's getting
no,
nasty. It's
no,
getting
no.
this got awkward. This got awkward.
Boom, boom,
Okay.
boom,
Well, Ricky,
Well,
tell us what you lost.
I didn't lose anything. I didn't put anything up.
You lost our respect, is what you lost.
Oh, I never had it to begin with.
Well, you had a little bit, but I will give you one concession in that an iteration of Stiltman, another guy who picked up the mantle of Stiltman in the comic books, by the name of Turk. He is in Daredevil. Unfortunately, he is played by a person of color in Daredevil, which is why I never would have gotten your Stiltman, because there is no white Stiltman in Daredevil.
I'll concede.
Yeah,
Okie dokie.
fair enough. All right. Well,
Fair enough.
it was funish. It was.
I was gonna say,
funish.
well, I still have
Mikey,
fun.
you can go home now if you want. I mean, this
Yeah.
is
Dude,
a
you know what?
bust.
That was cool. I had no idea who the fuck that dude is, but that was cool.
Yeah. Well,
So
neither did Ricky,
Give
so it's all
me
good.
give me the TLDR on Stiltman Frank.
He's man, he's pretty legit. What he sounds like. He's just one of the mob guys that had a suit that makes him longer or makes him
He
taller.
has
Yeah,
go-go gadget legs, basically.
Wearing an impenetrable suit of armor with
Impenetrable
powerful telescopic legs, usually for high story heists. And he is, one of Daredevil's most enduring arch foes. But I couldn't find if he had his own comic, so you get away with that one, by the way.
Stiltman, baby.
Yeah,
Man, these dudes did a lot of drugs back in the day making this shit up.
oh yeah.
Yeah.
you'd like to believe. Yeah, it seems like they would. All right, well, that was interesting, and I think it is probably time for us to do the thing we came here to do, what we brought. All right. It's time to put a spotlight on the first 2 episodes of Hawkeye. The first 2 episodes, by the way, were titled Never Meet Your Heroes and Hide and Seek. and they both aired this week on Disney Plus. They gave us 2 episodes because they knew we were going into the holiday weekend and they wanted us to have just an extra dose of Hawkeye. I believe the season's going to be 6 episodes long, so we got 4 more weeks of this. But I'll give, for anybody who needs it, I'll give a quick summary. I got this from IMDb. Former Avenger Clint Barton has a seemingly simple mission: get back to his family for Christmas. Is that possible? Maybe, with the help of Kate Bishop, a 22-year-old archer with dreams of becoming a superhero. The two are forced to work together when a presence from Barton's past threatens to derail far more than the festive spirit. There you go. And I had pitched another version of the summary, which was Kate Bishop teams up with Clint and they fight bad guys.
I like that one.
Yeah. My wife liked that one too, but I felt like, zesting it up. Yeah. I don't know what, since you're the guest of honor, Mikey, why don't you tell us about your highs and lows, if you want, on this
Sure.
2 episodes.
I'll start with the stuff I did like about it. I really like the Clint Barton character and the way that he, to me, feels the most normal out of all the Avengers. Like, he has a home life. He keeps separate, and I like the way that he's kind of got this like disabled veteran vibe during the first 2 shows. Everything from his little hearing aid and just being in like public spaces and not being the fame is kind of getting to him. You can kind of see like the PTSD affects him, which I think is like an ongoing subject matter in the MCU universe, especially towards with Tony Stark and everything. But I thought that was really cool. Let's see. I didn't feel like there was anything new about that story. It seems like the very, young trouble girl, finds a reluctant mentor that he's kind of thrown into that situation with her and everything. I don't know. I don't, 2 episodes in and I'm still not really sure how I feel about it.
Was this your first introduction to Kate Bishop, the character?
Yes, it was. And I'm really getting a Batman Robin kind of vibe off of it. I mean,
the movie or the show or the car?
The movie. That's a great movie.
Yeah, right. Just the story, itself. I mean, she's just been like training all her life for this, and then she's in a situation that she actually gets to use the skill set that she's been, training all these years, I guess. Mm-hmm. But I don't know. It's just like I had to look up like what's his name, her soon-to-be stepfather or whatever,
Jacques Duquesne,
right?
Which I was reading that was actually supposed to be swordsman. Like in the comics, that was supposed to be Clint's mentor or something like that.
Yeah,
did I get that right? Yeah,
in the comics, the swordsman is one of Clint's 2 mentors from the circus.
Okay.
Yeah, it's swordsman and trick shot both taught him.
But I think Jeremy, this is not his first time playing like a soldier that feels out of place in the public space.
Yeah, he's like typecasted in that.
Right.
role.
He did it in Hurt Locker. You remember the scene in Hurt Locker when he was home in the grocery store and he was totally out of place, out of character. He's great at that. And I think, that character, I can, why I can personally relate to that guy. But he, I love him. The girl, I like her too. I've seen her before and other stuff like, True Grit. I believe she was in that.
Yeah.
She's good too.
Nominated for Academy Award for True Grit.
Right. Mm-hmm. The acting is good. Storyline, I don't know. It's just 2 episodes in, and I'm still not sure where this is going.
Yeah.
Or if I'm not going to like it or not yet.
I'm not going to fault you for that, honestly, because I just got done telling you guys it's a 6-episode season.
Yeah, we're a third of the way through.
We're already a third of the way through. And like, really, is it so? Am I so wrong to sum up the 2 episodes as Kate and Clint team up to fight bad guys?
No, you got it right.
That's really what has happened so far. Not a lot has actually happened.
Right.
Did we get cool character moments? Yeah, we did.
Totally. I know they set the tone because they set it up. It's like, we have to get this done before Christmas. I have to be home by Christmas, and it's in a couple of days, right? So,
which is kind of funny because that's the deadline the show has too, right?
Right.
So you got to get this done a few days before.
Would this have been a stronger outing had they've cut both episode 1 and 2 into a longer episode?
Yes,
and given us
that
5?
That was another problem when they left it off at the first episode. I feel like where they leave each episode off is really awkward and kind of like, I get the serial kind of thing they're trying to do, but I think those are really bad ending points for each show.
Yeah, I agree, and I think what's interesting is these episodes are actually longer than any of the shows that we've gotten all year long from Disney Plus. They're almost a full hour long. Yeah, I know the credits are super long as always, but their run times are almost hitting an hour. So basically, as of this week, we've watched a full-length movie, but really nothing's happened, right? Like nothing has happened. We know who the key players are. We know some of the key players, right? We literally just met a villain in the last 5 seconds of the thing, and we don't. Yeah. I mean, a casual viewer has no idea who that is at all. You just saw a person, and you're like, "Am I supposed to care about that?" Right? So yeah, you're right. The cliffhangers are awkward, right? Like they're cool-ish for people who are in the know, and we're down to talk about these characters for sure. But they have weird ending points, honestly.
Basically, all the chips are on the table now, but nothing has happened.
Are they all on the table?
Because
I'm pretty sure they're not.
We still haven't figured out what's going on with her stepdad. I mean, we can kind of figure it out. But
Mikey, I got a question for you. Did you watch Black Widow earlier this year?
I did.
Right? There's a chip on that table that has not shown up in this show yet.
Oh, okay.
Remember?
Yeah, yes.
Remember Florence Pugh's character?
Oh, I think you're getting more Cam. Do you think Florence Pugh's going to have a big role in this show?
4 episodes.
4 episodes?
Right.
Well, shit.
I mean,
you're crazy.
Basically taking Natasha.
You're crazy if you think she doesn't have a big part in this show.
I don't think she has a big part in this show.
She does. She does. Like, that's what I'm saying. She's in 4 episodes. She has been cast for 4 episodes.
She's not set up to have a big part in the show within the context of what they've set up in the show.
Well, I agree. In the context of what they've set up in these 2 hours, you would think you're not wrong to think what you think, Ricky. But so the thing I will say that the reason I feel a little disappointed is because the trailers to me gave me a serious Die Hard vibe. Like I was like, I'm gonna get Die Hard, but Marvel style, and I have yet to get the Die Hard yet. Like I thought we almost got it. I thought they were gonna be trapped. When the heist showed up at the black market auction, and all these rich people are upstairs. I thought they were gonna get taken hostage, and I thought Hawkeye was gonna have to show up, and he was gonna have to John McClane through the building and stuff. I thought we were getting it in the first episode. And then that whole thing's resolved, and then everybody's home safely by the end of the first episode, except for Kate, right?
Man, sorry. If I could take a moment on that, that's what I feel like it's going to happen in Spider-Man No Way Home. Like I feel like everything that we've seen is going to resolve in the first 10 minutes.
Well, I've been saying that
and then Mysterio's going to show up and be like, "Psych, that was me."
I gotcha. Yeah. Mm-hmm. But you know what I mean? I thought we were going to get that Die Hard movie, and so I thought by the end of episode 1, we're in Die Hard, but Marvel style. But we're not even there yet. And I don't even know where we are. I guess, do you really think these guys are going to be stuck in this room with a bunch of Russian bad guys with 2 of them? No, they're going to kick their asses and get out of there in 5 minutes.
Right. So,
you know what I mean?
Question for you guys: what was the significance? So the guys were there to steal a watch. Yeah. What was significant of the watch? I'm missing that. What was the watch about?
Tony's watch, right? I don't think it had.
Is that what it was? It was just Tony Stark's watch.
It had a label on it. It had.
Is it Tony Stark's watch?
It's a Avengers adjacent watch, if I'm not mistaken.
Is it? Are we sure?
When she beats up the dude loading it up in the truck, it has a tag on it.
Right.
But I can't remember if it's an Avengers tag or an Iron Man tag.
I don't think it's an either.
I mean,
I kind of assumed it's not.
They could just say it's the watch that makes that little.
It's from the Avengers compound.
Right.
That's
It
okay.
had something that said Avengers or something. It was somebody over there.
It did say it's from the Avengers compound.
Yeah.
Yeah, they
Because
also said
that's what that
where
the whole auction was for.
Yeah, that's where
Right.
the Ronin costume came from too. It came from the
Well,
Avengers.
no,
compound.
but the Triceratops head's not. Like, not everything in that auction was from the Avengers compound.
But
That's why-
the Tracksuit Mafia was there to get that watch.
Yeah,
That's what they were
right.
there for.
No, I know. I'm saying, yeah, okay.
Right.
If the tag said Avengers compound, that's cool.
But I don't think that's a plot point. I think it's just they wanted an expensive ass watch.
It better be a plot point. It better
Right.
be, because
'Cause
the amount of effort that we put into it in the story and discussing it just now, I hope it is a plot point. Like, because that's
I think
the
the
whole
plot
reason.
point is them wanting the Ronin stuff. But like, it's just these paths get crossed. That's the plot point.
I don't think they wanted
never
the Ronin
said
stuff.
any. Yeah, they never said
They
No,
didn't
anything
want it.
about
I'm
the
not
Ronin
saying
stuff.
I'm not saying it's how Jacques' path gets crossed with the situation.
Right.
But we're talking about the Tracksuit Mafia. We're talking about the Tracksuit Mafia.
Yes, I from what I gathered, they were just there for the watch, and they got bamboozled by Kate, which now loops her into it.
Right, but you have to understand, it's not just looping her into it; it's looping Echo into it, and the
Mhm.
watch is looping Echo into it too. Right, so Echo is the character.
What? How's the watch looping Echo?
Echo is the person in charge of. She's the boss that those people are answering to. The Tracksuit Mafia.
She wanted the watch.
Well, or at least her task is to get the watch.
Yeah,
right. So here's the thing: Echo is a character from the comics. You were asking about Ronin earlier. Echo is actually the first character to play to go under the guise of Ronin in the comic books. Right. So it's kind of cool to have her in the show.
One more time.
Echo was the first person to be Ronin in the comics.
I don't think that's true.
Yeah, I looked it up.
No, it was New Avengers is Ronin's first appearance.
Yeah, and that's Echo.
That's not Echo.
Yeah, it is. That's Echo.
Pretty sure it's not Echo.
Yes, it is. It is Echo. It was revealed to be Echo.
From Wikipedia, the original iteration of Ronin first appeared in New Avengers number 11.
Yeah.
As Maya Lopez.
Yeah.
Okay.
You don't learn it's Maya Lopez for a while, and they give you a lot of red herrings to make you believe that it's Hawkeye or Daredevil. And it actually turned out that the original intent was for it to be Daredevil, but the writer was given the block by Marvel because there was something going on in Daredevil's story at the time that prevented it. So he pivoted and used Echo instead.
The second iteration of Ronin, which appeared in New Avengers 27, was Clint Barton.
Yes,
Clint Barton.
That's correct. So that's why it's cool that we're seeing Echo in here, because it's a nod to the fact that the Ronin costume originally was worn by her in the comics, but more famously worn by Clint, especially now that he's done it in the movies as well. But so Echo is an interesting character because she is a deaf person that has a lot of similarities to like Taskmaster, in that she can mimic movements just by studying them. And so it's kind of cool. Like, it's in the comics, like she's actually the adopted daughter of the Kingpin, and he basically trains her to go out and fight Daredevil. So they have, so it's a deaf person versus a blind person, and like they each have their own, like strengths and weaknesses. It's pretty funny. And then eventually Daredevil does that trick he does with everybody, which is turns the lights out and beats the crap out of somebody, so. But yeah, anyways, so I got hints that, I'm not more than hints. They want to tie this to the Ronin character, right? And they made it very clear that Ronin took out some very important people during his time as Ronin. Mm-hmm. And what that tells me is that's their subtle way of saying there's a power vacuum in the criminal underworld, and we're going to learn who has filled that vacuum, even though we never got to meet the people he really killed, other than like one guy, which we don't know anything about.
Scorpion. Right?
Doubtful. No, not Scorpion.
Well, the actor, but
no, I don't know what you're talking
from. The actor he kills an Endgame.
No.
Oh, okay. Well,
he killed like a Japanese guy in Japan.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Isn't that the same actor who played Scorpion in the Mortal Kombat movie?
Oh, sorry. I thought you meant the Scorpion guy that's actually
Oh no,
in
not
Spider-Man,
not
who is an
Matt.
actual character in the Marvel
I
universe.
totally blamed
No,
that.
he meant the Rock, the Scorpion King.
Oh, you meant the
Yeah.
Scorpion King.
The Scorpion King.
That was my. I totally
Like,
forgot.
he bit into the
was
Scorpion, became
Mhm.
I literally thought you were talking about the guy that's in Spider-Man Homecoming that is the
Okay.
Scorpion. So
Side note
Um,
on the watch, it says lot number 268, Avengers Compound.
yeah, that's what DK
Oh, great.
said.
So good. So we can bid on it now. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. Just remember lot 268, guys.
So, anyways, it's a power vacuum. But I don't know, Frank. Why don't you tell us what you thought about this episode? These two episodes.
What am I doing? The two
You're
episodes.
just talking. Just talk to us, Frank. Tell us what you thought.
Oh, they were okay, I guess. I mean, it's just more Marvel stuff. Marvel, the shows started off like really quirky and weird, and
I loved it. That was hilarious. Just his reaction to it and them
we're talking
flipping that
about
into
Rogers?
a like musical theater. It was so funny, man.
who was the jaded person that left that theater and wrote "Thanos was right" on the toilet? They were so mad at the show, at their significant other for dragging them to the theater, that they wrote "Thanos was right" on the toilet.
I mean, it
That's
could have been
like-
Hawkeye.
Yeah, it might have been him. Yeah.
Like, imagine if
He
there
was
was like
pretty
a
jaded.
9/11 musical. Like, that's the same thing. Having
It's because right now musical theater is like a thing with Hamilton.
yeah,
all
they have
this
the
stuff.
other one.
Yes.
You know
one
what?
called,
I'm gonna
Sick.
say it's
In the
not
Heights
the
and all that
same-
stuff.
It's not the same thing because it would have been the same thing if we immediately won 9/11 on the same day 9/11 happened.
Right.
but you
You know what I
literally
mean?
have
Like,
Chitauri people dressed up as Chitauri dudes dancing in the background.
But if
Right.
they're gonna make
But that's
9/11 a
the-
musical, they can tell it in any way they want. They could have it wrap up in a nice bow. Or
but I'm saying it's not quite the same thing as 9/11 in that like there's a giant happy ending that happened that same day, right?
Right.
Like it's like that. Like yes, people died, but like we also fended off a space alien
Apparently,
invasion. So
there is,
Right.
according to
it's-
chat, there is a 9/11 musical.
there you
Okay,
go.
we stand corrected.
All right.
Bring it
that's
on.
terrible.
Yeah.
Bring on Rogers.
But I'm not judging them. If anything, I did have a fun fact that they the song that they sing in that musical, the Save the City, was created by Scott Whitman and Mark Shaman, and those people are also responsible for when I say musical, I mean the theater version of Hairspray. So they got legitimate musical theater people be in charge of that.
You can totally tell. It like I said, musical theater has probably been as popular as it has been in years. And for them to be like that, Rogers, that's hilarious, man. I thought that was cool. And just his reaction while he's in theater watching it, it's like, I hate it all. And even had his ear, his hearing aid turned off. That was amazing, man. I thought that was that, and the cosplay stuff on the second episode was probably my two favorite parts of those two shows.
There was one thing that bugged me about the musical, and it's a weird nitpick, but like considering that several times throughout the show we get Hawkeye has like flashbacks of stuff that like that he's experienced. Like he has his Ronin flashback at one point in the story, right, to remind you he was Ronin. When he's thinking deeply about, oh man, I killed people as Ronin, or then when they're asking him how he became deaf, and he thinks back to every giant explosion he was ever in the whole MCU. Those are cool moments, right? And I feel like that cutaway was missing when he was staring blankly at Natasha on the stage.
Right.
And I felt the presence of icky Disney there, in that they didn't want to just include a scene of Scarlett Johansson in the show. You know what I mean? Like it could have been as easy as him watching her fall to her death, and we just would have been. We don't need it. I just felt like it would have hit the same. It would have had the same cadence as the other two times.
That's just business for you right there.
I know that's business seeping into it and stuff, but but yes,
Disney being salty.
Yeah. I'm not even sure. We have a new person talking, and I'm not even sure what they're referring to, but they were saying it's the perfect evolution of beards.
Yeah, between you and Mikey.
I'm not sure what's happening.
I'm not sure.
I'm just gonna assume.
But anyways, I don't want to get caught up on it. That was just my little nitpick on the musical part. But to back to what Mikey was saying, like there was a lot of good character moments. I liked his interactions with people. I liked his interaction at the restaurant. I liked his interaction with Grills in the second episode. Like I liked seeing how Hawkeye might be learning that he is a point of inspiration for a lot of people, even if he doesn't like to think of himself as that. That's a cool character arc to have. But my question is, does that need 6 episodes? You know what I mean? Like, is like, because I don't know if you know, but this TV show was originally planned as a movie. It was supposed to be a movie, and then it was even in Jeremy Renner's contract. And then how Kevin Feige felt that maybe it would be a better fit for the Disney Plus show, maybe because they're like, we need more content, who knows? And Renner agreed to the change, But like, I feel like they took what was supposed to be a 2-hour movie and just pulled it and pulled it and pulled it. And what ends up happening is you have, I don't want to ruin it. Like it could still end up.
You have
good.
a 10-minute LARP scene.
Yeah, right. Right.
That could be the reason why it ends so awkwardly at the end of these episodes too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it definitely feels like you're supposed to watch the whole thing together because you're just gonna be left a little. Huh?
I mean,
like,
there's some moments though, like where, like I love the opening in the apartment. That whole
cool
scene's
moment.
Great. Like it reminds me of one of the best parts I think of Batman v Superman, when you see Bruce Wayne on the bottom of the streets, looking up at Superman and Zod fighting. Like it, you get
we know what you're talking about.
Well, we've seen that fight in the Avengers heroic sense and how they perceived it, but we never really got to see it in the lens of like people.
We did. We literally saw it in the lens of people in Civil War. When you see it from people with their cameras are recording it, and then the Hulk causes like debris to fall and kill them. That's
not personal.
That's a person. That's an actual person.
That's not personable though. You have
before that scene was over, I already knew her dad was out of there.
I felt like that was.
But in that one scene, you get her love of Hawkeye, why she goes on the path she goes on,
right,
and her dad's death. Like it knocks out all those punches.
That's fine, but I'm saying like, I mean, I think the purpose of it in Civil War was to make you feel bad for all the death that they've caused in all of their adventures, and I felt that from that when I realized I'm like, oh man, the Hulk killed people like on accident. That sucks.
I mean,
that sucks, dude.
That's probably the first time in that universe that a actual war was waged in an American city like that since Civil War. So America, they're not used to that kind of thing. To have like New York blown up like that, it would be very traumatic. Especially, look how people acted after 9/11. Their city is under attack. They've never been through that kind of thing before.
Yeah. Frank, I'm curious though, like what, like, because you read the comics, right? You read these Hawkeye Matt Fraction comics.
Yeah.
Like how much of this lines up with the comics that you read?
Not much. It seems like they Marvelized what was in the comics. They kind of just took what was shown and adapted it for the screen with a different Marvel story that's going to fit into the larger Marvel universe, which is cool, I guess.
So what did they keep? You don't. It's okay.
They kept the dog, Lucky. I don't think they even named him in the show yet. I thought they called him Jack or something.
They call him Pizza Dog right now.
Pizza Dog, yeah.
Pizza Dog right now. Okay. So they kept the dog. They got the Tracksuit Mafia from the comic. They got. Kate was already established by that time.
Right, but I think in that comic with Matt Fraction, that's where you learn her backstory, right?
You do start getting into her backstory, but you do, but she's more she is more established at that time.
Yeah, because she was definitely a mystery character in the Young Avengers before that. Like she was the one you knew least about. Yeah. Yep,
exactly. She did, and she had that one-off line about having archery training. So she's not Batman like she is in this one.
Yeah.
She's
That montage they do for her is a little like it's more reaching than most Marvel or character origins we've had in the MCU so far. Like that was a lot to cram in there.
The David Aja slideshow.
Sure.
They also focus on Barton having a I guess he's like a landlord in New York in this. He parlays his Avengers wealth because they actually get paid for being Avengers in the comic.
Yeah.
He parlays that wealth into buying affordable housing for people. And that guy Grills is actually a tenant in one of his places.
Okay.
Did they ever like actually say why he was in New York? Was it just for the show or in the actual show?
No, in the show, I think he was just taking his kids on a.
It was to get some alone time with his kids.
Yeah, alone time vacation. Yeah, because
why is he? Because he spent so much. He went out of his way not to be there. He wanted to be where he was with his family.
Yeah, it's because he became a psycho killer after they disappeared.
Right.
So this was the healthy way to deal with it.
He's going through a divorce, and that's what you do. You got.
I don't think he's going through a divorce.
No, I'm kidding. It's a joke.
Okay. All right.
One time. I was about to say, I love the phone conversation between him and his wife.
It was great.
That was awesome, and like how she was in the know.
Mm-hmm.
She knew about the tracksuit mafia.
They have a healthy relationship.
Right, and I think that's really awesome. Yeah, that's pretty awesome.
There's a lot of great both Hawkeyes, right? Because I really do like that the show actually centers itself around Kate. So you don't be mad if the show ends with it focused on Kate because that's how it started, right?
Right.
But at the same time, they are giving you really good Clint moments, but they're also giving you good Natasha moments in that they're just rehashing all of the fun moments that she had throughout her stories. And they're like, hey, did you think it was funny when Natasha had to go shopping for like painkillers? Because we'll do it with Clint.
We'll do it again.
And then did you think it was funny when Natasha got captured by Russians who are totally inept at their job? Because we'll do it again. Like, you know what I mean? Like, so that was a weird thing to see. I understand that they're both SHIELD agents, so they both train the same and stuff, but like they just kind of end up in similar situations. And I don't think that's accidental that they're mirroring that.
Also, they were called the tracksuit Draculas in the comic, not the
really?
mafia. Yeah.
Oh,
tracksuit
really?
Dracula. Yeah.
That's pretty.
And they have an assassin called the Clown, so hopefully we see that person.
His name was Kazi the Clown, right?
Kazi the Clown, yeah.
He actually it was already credited as one of the characters in the heist in the first episode.
Well, I think they just call him Clown in the comic, but I'll have to recheck because you schooled me with Maya Lopez. So
that was one of my fun facts that I also had today too. I have a lot. I can give you guys more fun facts.
I'm 90% sure he's Clown.
There's Easter eggs if you guys want to talk about Easter eggs.
Sure.
I got a lot of fun ones. Like, did you recognize the tower that Kate destroyed? It was named Stane Tower.
Oh yeah.
That was named after Obadiah Stane from Iron Man 1.
Oh, that's awesome.
Bro.
You would think they would just pull the
off. Well, you would think that they'd get rid of statues of Confederate generals too, but they don't.
Point.
Well, I mean, to be fair, they did take down the statue of Obadiah Stane paralyzing Tony Stark, because that statue was definitely kind of weird to have.
It was kind of weird for sure. Yeah. Did you get a little nerdy when you saw that her friend down on the ground was named Greer?
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you know what that is?
In fact,
Judy Greer's daughter.
Nope. Who's daughter?
Greer? No, don't listen to Ricky. He's making shit up. Greer Grant. If her name is Greer Grant, we just saw her first name on the phone. It said Greer.
Ricky as a hint, Ricky, he had the toy last week.
Yes, I did.
If you remember.
Greer Grant is a character that joins the West Coast Avengers. Her name is Tigra.
Oh,
and so we might have just been introduced to her in the MCU. In that, because I don't think there's a lot of people named Greer ever in the history of the world. So I'm gonna guess there's not gonna be a second Greer.
Richard
Greer. That's Gear, yeah, but Gear. So yeah, that was a cool one. Another one was we talked about canonically. Clint has been established to be deaf in the comics. He's 80% deaf in the comics. So it was kind of cool to finally like get him there now. it was kind of weird to get him there 10 years later. But
Well, like
I mean,
unlike
he wasn't
Black
always
Widow,
deaf to begin with.
Natasha doesn't show wear and tear. This is showing the wear and tear.
Right. And
Yeah.
I think that really for somebody that is running around with the bow and arrow fighting aliens, that seems natural. That seems like the most likely result of all that combat.
Yeah. It was weird to just like it was almost presented as like a joke in the way they're like, how'd that happen to you?
Right.
Here's a montage.
Yeah, and then they play the Pixar.
Yeah. But hopefully, I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt and say this is going to come back later, maybe as something, that matters to him. Like, because he's definitely adapted pretty quick to that. If or it hasn't been quick, and we just only now found out about it. I don't know. Whatever. Moira Brandon was the house that or the apartment that they hid out in after
she's the actress, right?
After Kate's after Kate's place
she has
got
movie
burned
posters
down.
too in her.
She does have movie posters. She in the comics is an actress who like ends up retiring in LA, somewhere in a suburb of LA, and her mansion is what the Avengers buy to set up West Coast Avengers.
Oh, I actually didn't know that. That's cool.
Yeah, she's actually an honorary member of the Avengers. Clint made her an honorary member right before she died.
I like to think that he called her in to fight. Like,
a Make-A-Wish one-day contract.
She was like dying from helping save them from Crossfire, and then he's like, "You're an Avenger now," and then she's like, "Thanks."
You step out that door, you're an Avenger.
Yeah, you're an Avenger.
Yeah, he had that same speech with her. Exactly.
That's where you learned the speech, actually.
Yeah. Bishop 112012 is Kate Bishop's like little passcode for her tracking device. That is a nod to Hawkeye Volume 4, Number 2, that was dated as November 2012. And that is the first appearance of Lucky the Pizza Dog. As Lucky, he actually appeared before. His previous name was Arrow.
Just Dog.
His previous name was Arrow, but
he has failed the city. And actually, they failed to show that he got hit by a car. That's what caused him to lose his eye. But Disney wasn't going to show that, I don't think.
I mean, they showed someone kicking a dog.
They did show somebody kicking a dog, and so.
Oh yeah. I thought I just subliminally seen that, but yeah, he did kick that dog. That was crazy. Which they don't show a lot on TV, man.
There was a lot of actual dog abuse in that. My wife was really hating the fact that they kept feeding him pizza because that is not good for a dog.
I seen that. I was like, oh.
Yeah, I want to see the part where she comes home and there's just shit everywhere.
They can't
exactly what happened.
We all wanted that at home in our home, and it was not what happened. Yeah.
They can't eat onions, right? Dogs can't. Onions or tomatoes or something like that.
Onions are bad. Garlic is bad. Both of those things are really bad for them.
Yeah. Onions though are good.
Yes, onions are good. Funyuns are great.
Onions on the table.
Frank, you've been a little. I don't blame you. You've been a little sad about this one, and I was just wondering if you had anything that could pick up the tone so that we can end on a happy note tonight, because there was fun stuff.
Okay, so back in our old job where Dennis and I met, we would always get into nerd debates, and on a whiteboard we would write stuff like Nightwing versus it was like Nightwing versus Daredevil or something like that, and by tally marks we would show, or we would decide who would win in a fight like that. Nightwing versus Daredevil, who wins in a fight? So I've got lovely bunch of coconuts over here.
Diddly-dee.
Share screen.
He's got it. He's got something for us.
Here's mine right here. So who wins? Arrow versus Hawkeye.
So that's the CW's Arrow versus Jeremy.
Okay, so specifically
now who wins in what context? What are they doing?
Just a straight up fight.
Okay.
So no bow and arrow.
No. Oh, they have bow and arrow. Yeah, they fight bow and arrow, hand to hand. Whatever crazy thing you could think of. Who wins?
I mean, Jeremy Renner's arrows have Disney money,
Well, let me. I mean, if are we gonna go down this route? Of
He's
who's
got the
gonna win?
queen money. He's got Queen's Gambit. He's got.
We
got
need.
money.
I need to know the context, Frank. Are they in a? So they're in a room, right?
Yeah.
They know. Do they know they're gonna fight each other or not?
I want to say yes.
Okay, because if
I want to say Renner slaps Arrow all day because
whoever gets off the bomb arrow first wins.
Look, out of the two of them, only one of them has used a boxing glove arrow.
exactly,
In their respective shows.
exactly. That was going to be my next thing. That's why he loses because he's got stupid boxing gloves on top of arrows.
Yeah, he's got the boxing glove arrow. Mikey, who's your pick? Who wins?
Oh, definitely Clint, because at one time didn't Green Arrow had a stupid Robin Hood hat on in the comics?
Yes, it's true.
Okay,
He does wear,
and
he
he's
does
a
dress
loser. In my that's it. No,
he dresses like Robin Hood in the comics.
he run around looking like the Disney Robin Hood with the hat.
I want to point out the
he just roasts
pull-ups.
them to death.
The pull-ups that the Green Arrow can do are pretty damn cool.
You know what? I'll just give you a simple answer.
Yeah.
And I guess it all depends, like timeline when you want to talk about it. But that arrow only killed people for one season.
That's true.
And then after that, he made a promise to not kill people. I have not seen Hawkeye make that promise yet. In fact, I've seen Hawkeye kill a lot of Chitauri and a lot of Outriders and a lot of aliens and other stuff.
He killed Natasha. Technically,
He did not kill Natasha. Don't put that on Clint.
He killed way more.
If he heard you, oh, that
would be crying right now and writing "Thanos was right" on your toilet.
Dave said, or DK says, we have failed this comparison. He meant to say City. But
all right,
yes.
so we're saying Renner wins then. Is that?
I'm pretty sure in a straight up fight, Renner wins this fight. Yeah.
All right. Here's the next one.
Oh God.
In a cook-off, who has the better skills that would translate to culinary skills based on what you've seen them in their screen adaptations?
Hawkeye again.
I'm gonna give this one to Arrow because I know he's got that money and he's got famous. He's definitely cooked with famous chefs.
Hawkeye's a dad, so he cooks on a consistent basis for his kids.
Okay.
Wow. If that's your definition of a dad, can I live with your parents?
He's very good at cooking. I'm very impressed. Very, very impressed.
I got to go against you on this one, Dennis, because he's rich. I know Arrow ain't cooking a damn thing.
Yeah.
Because you got all these people working for him.
No, you know why you're wrong? Because you're forgetting that he was stranded on an island by himself for 5 years or 3 years. Was it 3 years?
Yeah, 5 years.
I'm pretty sure that island cuisine wasn't what you think it was.
Dude, that guy learned how to cook.
There we go. DK's got a good take on it.
There's no way rich boys cook in the kitchen unless they've been stranded on an island for 5 years.
Nah, if you're rich, Uber Eats that shit. Like, there's no need to cook.
Shit.
All right. This round goes to Hawkeye. Final round. Who's better at binging TV shows? Whole seasons of TV shows on Netflix,
well,
we'll say.
Here's the real deciding factor. Are they allowed to have subtitles?
Yes. They can have subtitles.
Because if they can't have subtitles, I mean, Arrow's got this by a mile.
That's true. It's true.
Yeah.
That's it.
I'm going to give... My vote here is Arrow because he's rich and has time to just sit around.
I don't know, man. That guy is never just hanging out at home.
Is Arrow still on?
No, it's not. It's not.
It's over. Okay.
I gotta give it to Hawkeye on this one, just because we've more than once seen Hawkeye just chilling at home. We've never seen Arrow just chilling at home.
Yeah.
You know what he does when he's chilling at home? Salmon ladder. That's all he does all day long. Salmon ladder constantly. Now he could be binging TV while he's doing salmon ladder. So
we've never seen it though. We've never
seen that though. Yeah.
All right, Ricky.
Mikey. Wait, what was Mikey's take?
I'm just saying, Hawkeye's retired. So what else is he going to do besides watch TV?
Exactly. Yeah. So it was a sweep. Hawkeye beat Arrow all around every time. That's pretty impressive.
Yeah, I think he did.
All right. Well,
all right, Hawkeye.
Hawkeye, you're a fantastic superhero. I wish that was better conveyed in your show. Now, I still want the show to do cool things, and I was kind of saving this for the end of the show because I know this is going to surprise Mikey, and I didn't want to ruin it for everybody. And by the way, we totally forgot to give a spoiler warning a long time ago. But yeah,
by the way, everyone, there's spoilers.
Yeah, we're talking about spoilers, but I already put the little spoiler warning on the thumbnail.
Yeah,
so
too late now.
But yeah, and Sir John, I know you're still talking to us. I'll get back to you in a minute. But Mikey, does it make you any more interesting if I let you know that Vincent D'Onofrio has been expressing a serious interest in the social media goings on of the Hawkeye show?
Yes, because I love that dude,
and
he's awesome.
As a reminder, Echo, the character we meet at the last few moments,
I remember the callback. Yes,
yeah,
Kingpin character. Yes,
she's Kingpin's adopted daughter.
Which he is by far the only reason I watched those.
Yeah,
Daredevil. Like, what's the other one? The one with the.
Iron Fist and
Jessica
Jones.
Luke Cage.
I mean, why do you think Kingpin's in it?
Defenders or whatever it's called.
Aside from his, Vincent D'Onofrio's post liking, like, why else do you think Kingpin isn't it?
Because I think they're alluding to a power vacuum going on, and I think Kingpin is somebody that the Marvel Universe wants to have be at the top of most criminal organizations. And people know, like, everybody knows that they're trying to find a way to bring the Daredevil universe officially into the movie or the MCU, because it's questionable if Daredevil is MCU so far. Yeah. So I think the possibility of D'Onofrio making just even a cameo in this show is going to light a fire under people's asses and get people really excited about the future of the MCU. Because right now everybody's like, this is a weird phase. We got Shang-Chi, we got Eternals, we got Black Widow. This is where are you guys going with this? But like
it kind of feels like the Dollar Tree. It feels like the Dollar Tree of Marvel right now.
That's $1.25 tree to you, sir.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, they're selling like weed test kits and shit in the Dollar Tree right now, and I feel like the Marvel movies are right next to them, hanging on the damn shelves.
Who's the weed test kit? Hawkeye, Shang-Chi, or I know what you're talking about, or the Eternals.
But yeah,
they keep I feel like it's like these characters that are not as popular as the Avengers, but these last couple, like I've never heard of Shang-Chi or what was the other one?
The Eternals.
Yeah, I never heard of any of that.
Right. Yeah.
Like I'm getting Happy Meals for my kids, and I'm like, who the fuck is this, man?
I think honestly, right now it's a race between this show and Spider-Man to see which one can get us hyped at something that we're familiar with, right? Because so far we have been seeing things that were like, these are not great properties that they're playing with, but whichever one can win the race to remind us that Daredevil does exist and will be coming back, I think that's the exciting one. So like right now, Hawkeye is winning just by a tiny bit because Echo is one step removed from Daredevil.
It's also Echo has a show,
which is also rumored to have Daredevil be a big part of.
There's a lot on her plate in the next few years.
Yeah.
So
yeah, agreed. And that's the other reason I think there will be a Kingpin is because let's prediction wise, are we all safely assuming that the Swordsman is going to be defeated by the end of the season? Because he's already revealed himself to be the bad guy who killed Duquesne, right? Like it's not. I like that there's not a mystery there. It's like I went and stole a sword so I could kill this guy that I don't like. You know what I me? But I don't mind that. I'm
maybe they're trying to red herring us. I'm still.
I think it's more red herring. I don't think he's a bad guy. He is the bad guy. The big bad.
I think Vera Farmiga is a bad guy, and only because my wife has a rule that when they look like Dracula, they're usually the bad guy.
Oh, that was the Dracula dress.
So the moment she saw Senator Palpatine, she had never seen the original trilogy. The moment she saw Senator Palpatine, she was all like, "Oh, he's Dracula. He's obviously the bad guy." And I'm like, "How do you know that?" And she's all like, "Because it's obvious. Look at his clothes. He's Dracula." So
he's definitely giving that vibe. And let's just say this: her mom, wow, she is
in a good way,
clueless, or just does she?
That I don't believe.
Is just
I don't believe she's clueless, and I think I like you guys' idea of the red herring thing, of maybe him being swordsman's being set up to fall.
Mhm.
But okay.
Side note. Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say, do you think that this, if Vera Farmiga, the mom, is revealed to be the villain by the end of the episode or the season, do you think she's going to make it out unscathed, or do you think that she's going to be caught and forced to, deal with the consequences of her actions?
The real question is, does Ricky have any spoilers from No Way Home that shows Vera Farmiga in the background, like kicking the lizard?
No,
because basically my theory, since we're not playing bingo, my theory is whoever this person is that's trying to take over control of the criminal underworld, through multiple levels or degrees of it, when they get taken down by the Hawkeyes, I think we're gonna have a nice Kingpin retake his throne at the end. That's what I think is gonna happen.
That's cool.
Yeah,
that's a safe bet.
I wouldn't be mad at that.
Yeah, and I think that would get me super hyped because I think he is, if you want to count it as the MCU, I still think he's one of the best MCU villains we've had to date.
Oh yeah, he's fantastic whenever he shows up, man. I mean,
yeah,
I'd love for him to come back. Love, the Punisher to come back at some point.
I mean,
that would be really
Daredevil
cool.
Opens the door for any.
I think the plan is they want all of them to come back except for that Iron Fist.
Yeah,
except for that Iron Fist. Everybody else they like, and as of this year, they have the ability to do it now because they have the rights reverted back to them. Netflix no longer owns the rights to them, to any of those characters. So that was why we hadn't seen them for the past few years, is they were waiting for the clock to run out. And thankfully COVID kind of helped make that process go a little, or feel a little faster than it was,
It's debatable. They're all like, all right, Netflix stars, everyone, take a step forward if you're coming to the MCU. Not so fast.
Because so many things got delayed till this year, anyways. You know what I mean? Like all of these movies were supposed to come out last year, anyways, and some of these shows were too. So we're calling 2020 a wash, anyways. You know what I mean? So, yeah.
Is Luke Cage coming back too?
The rumor is that they want them all, but something is going to be different about Iron Fist.
Is his other show still on TV? What's that other show he's
Evil?
on?
I think it's on Evil. Yeah, I think
is this still on?
I don't know. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
But do you guys have? I mean, I kind of gave you guys my theory of what I think is going to happen. But what do you guys think? I like your theory about Vera being the villain. That would make it more exciting.
We can call it the Dracula theory, just to save time in the future.
Okay, all right.
I mean, I guess it was a little bit obvious that he grabbed the sword and tucked it in his jacket and ran off. I mean,
dude.
I mean, he had the jacket. That's what I was saying. I think in this case, guys might be overthinking it, but I like it. I like where you're going with it.
Everyone's a Dracula.
He's just a sword dude. Like if I was a sword dude and I saw that, I'd grab it.
He literally stole a sword during a heist.
Right.
And next thing you know, a dude's murdered by a sword.
When she walked in, she was like, "Mom, where'd all these swords in the house come from?"
That's because he's living there with her. That's
right. But it was like he's got a thing for swords.
It's almost like he's the swordsman.
And then he busted that Steven Spielberg hook moment where he knocked the sword out of her hand and it spun around.
Exactly.
And she bang.
Yeah, exactly.
There's definitely something going on with him. Sure.
He's just a dude who likes swords. Like
I don't think they're trying to be sneaky.
I think it's just as simple as that.
Wow. Okay.
He's a sword dude.
You just like swords.
I kind of wish we were playing
because he looks so fucking dumb with a mustache and it's almost like
he looks like his character in the comics.
He is definitely needling her. He's messing with her. Look, the candy. He knows what's up.
Like he looks too cartoon villain to be the villain, right?
That's
Am I
kind
not
of
wrong?
awesome though. That's kind of like
twirly
he's
mustache
very
and all.
over the top with it. Yeah, he's doing the whole.
It's not a
Dick Dastardly.
twirly mustache. It's not a twirly mustache.
You know what I mean? Like,
no, it's a mustache. Don't start mustache hating just because people want to grow
I'm mustache
facial hair.
hating.
You are. You're
Why
shaming.
do you think I shaved mine? I shaved mine today.
You're like
Anyways.
the person earlier that was beard, just talking about our beards.
Beard shaving.
I feel like we do need to wrap up, but our friend Sir John has written like a novel. I'm gonna grab like the last thing he wrote just because like I don't think we have time to answer all.
He had a pretty funny one about kicking the dog into traffic is not good for a dog.
Well, we did mention the kicking the dog was in the show and as bad.
They got to tell you that when you adopt the dog at the
But Sir
shelter.
John has said Wilson Fisk is the most huggable sociopath in all of movies. He is so adorably evil. The biggest mistake of Netflix Marvel was killing Cottonmouth. Ollie killed it. He was lapping Luke Cage, outshine. Yeah, I'm not gonna. I mean, it's not the hottest it takes, bro. It's not the hottest it takes. I think.
Well, we got Blade. We got a Blade.
I wouldn't say it's a big mistake killing Cottonmouth because yes, we're getting Blade, and that's gonna be way cooler to have him as Blade. So it's fine. And
that's why I honestly don't think Luke Cage comes back, is because isn't what's the other lady? She's in Civil War. Like it's a little muddy if you bring.
Well,
Luke
definitely
Cage
not
back.
still.
We literally talked about this last week, and we said that there's people that have come back. I was asking you the question of are they doppelgangers or are they
variants?
Variants or what? Like it exists. It happens. Like I mean, just deal with it. You just deal with it and just move on. Like they didn't care that Alfred Woodard was in Netflix and movies at the same time. So you can't say this is a problem or it's problematic if literally Charlie Cox and Vincent D'Onofrio might come back.
Yeah, they're both in Daredevil. We're talking about Luke Cage.
But why are you gonna? Is it just because he's black? Is that what you're saying? Because that's messed up.
No.
That's messed up. That's
Come on, speak on it, Ricky.
That's awkward.
You're painting me in a corner. I'm just saying, you got people in Luke Cage who have been in or are now in the MCU in a very predominant light. So to go back on it would be kind of weird.
Has it stopped them before?
Why would they go back?
It hasn't.
They don't have to go back on it.
I'd be curious to see how they do the Luke Cage stuff.
Just bring him back.
Bring him in.
Just bring him in. I answered your question. Just bring
him back. No, but leave Jessica Jones.
Just to be clear, none of the Avengers met Mariah or Cottonmouth, so it doesn't really matter. I don't think it's gonna
technically met Mariah.
I don't think it's gonna come up in conversation.
Yes,
it's not gonna come up in conversation. So I think it's fine.
Anyways,
yes. But I'm glad we could spend the last few minutes of our Hawkeye show talking about Luke Cage, though.
Yeah.
But no, I will say I think I'm happy that we got these 2 episodes out of the way. They felt like a chore in the same way that WandaVision episodes 1 and 2 felt. And it can only get better from there, right? Just like WandaVision did.
WandaVision 1 and 2 got worse. Got way worse.
I know.
No, fun. I like Kate. I like what they're doing with Clint.
I do like Kate.
I like that Kate.
I was being facetious.
Is good. Is ready. She's ready to go. Right. Training aside.
I do like Kate. I do like Kate, and I'm excited to see Haley Steinfeld return in Young Avengers, whatever capacity they do.
Whatever they do.
Yeah. I also am very excited to see her return as Spider-Gwen because I love her in Into the Spider-Verse as well.
Oh, yeah, she was good.
Yeah. Did you know that, Mikey?
I did not.
That she's
the voice of Spider-Gwen?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Because I was reading something the other day when there was the girl from Insecure and what's the other actor?
Oh, Issa Rae is going to be Spider-Woman. Yeah.
Right. And the guy that plays plays Raekwon. What's his name?
Oh, dude.
In the Wu-Tang series is going to be Miles Morales. What's his name, man?
Miles? He's going to play Miles?
Yeah. Well, yeah. He's
a different Miles.
No, he's just going to voice Miles Morales. What's his name? Because when they first announced it, I was like, "Whoa!"
Yeah, I think Shameik Moore is still returning to be Miles.
Yeah. That's him. Because when I first initially read it, I was just like seeing Shamik Moore, and I was like, I didn't know he actually voiced him in the first one.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
Gotcha.
And like I misread it, and I thought it was going to be like a live action thing at first. And I was like, what the fuck
I see what
is
you're saying.
this?
Shamik should
Yeah.
play Miles,
He
Yeah,
should.
he's
That'd
gonna
be
play
cool.
Miles. Yeah.
No,
is.
he should not. In a live action
You
one?
like him as Miles? Who would you
Why
pick
not?
a live?
He's the right age. Like he's
somebody that's half black and half Hispanic.
black guy.
Shamik Moore is full black.
Who do we have in Hollywood that fits that bill? I wonder. Trying to think.
the guy from In the Heights, right? maybe?
Everybody on fucking Disney kids shows that looks curly headed, light skinned black kids.
And that's our Hawkeye discussion.
That's
guys.
our Hawkeye. In the Heights.
We probably do need to wrap this up. We can talk more about this in the soapbox or talk about whatever. I can't believe I got through most of my fun facts, so that was pretty good. And yeah, thanks to Sir John from Albania apparently for joining us. I don't even know what time of day it is over there.
Yeah.
But I'm glad you enjoyed the show. I'm glad everybody who was hanging out to watch us, because I definitely saw a lot more activity in the watching than actually in the chat. So much appreciated. Thanks to Mikey, Ian, or not Ian. I don't know why I was thinking of Ian.
Hey, thanks to Ian.
You know what?
Thank you.
Ian's probably watching. Thanks to Mikey, Ricky, and Frank for nerding out with me tonight, is what I wanted to say. And Mikey, feel free to take a moment to let people know where they can find you.
Yeah, man, we are the Ridiculous on Ride with Mikey and Dev. We are on YouTube. You can just type it in, you'll find us.
Yeah,
right
or you
there.
can do that crazy channel that I found.
There you go.
Yeah.
But yeah, we are, just two neighborhood guys, drinking buddies that just talk junk, man. So hopefully I can get Corral, Devin, and we can come back on the show together and talk to you guys about some nerd stuff. Man.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I'd like that. And then maybe we can gang up on Ricky when he gives us questions that don't actually lead to the right answer. That'd be good.
Yeah. You took us down a dark alley tonight, baby.
You did a dark path. A dark
What
path.
I do.
But yeah, also thanks to our patrons for supporting our growth and to our audience for tuning in. And then Frank, if they had fun, let them know what they can do.
They can smash that like button, and just like Hawkeye smashed Arrow in our very sophisticated simulation. Also leave comments. It really helps. And be sure to, give us money on Patreon. Take us drinking, take us dancing, fine dining, whatever.
If it's something you can afford to do, I think.
Oh, okay.
Just to make sure. Yeah.
Fine.
But if you do it, then you can join us immediately afterwards on the soapbox where we're going right now. Cool.
Wrapping up.
We are going to wrap it up. Just as a reminder, next week, the dynamic duo of Joel and Eric returns to discuss episode 3 of Hawkeye, which I hope is way better than episodes 1 and 2.
Oh gosh.
What?
Just a reminder, the soapbox for our last Joel and Eric episode lasted how long?
Oh, that. Yeah. Yes.
Put on a pot copy for that one, guys.
Yeah.
It's going to be nuts. But hopefully Mikey will stick around for a few minutes.
Yeah, because there's something I want to ask you guys on another.
That's cool. Let's
totally
do it.
different thing.
But let's get out of here. Thanks, everybody. Have a good weekend. And yeah, thanks for watching, True Believers.
Peace out.
Enough said.